Everyone, it's Marcy Lamberson with part 2 of the iris. When my video froze yesterday, you didn't get to see the very end of it. So I thought I would get this done really fast and just so you can see what happened. Yesterday, I believe we ended up, and I hadn't finished placing everything, all of the petals where they needed to go. I think they were still extended out. So what I had done was I had taken my mashers, and this looks really up close. Here are the mashers that are made by Mirror Stream on Etsy. And some of you have contacted them already, and because of the virus right now, they're not in production, but send them a message, and they said once they're up and running again, that they would look into producing these. So enough people tell her name's Anna, I think it shows Annette or something like that. Tell her that you want them and send her, they call them convos on Etsy. So anyhow, the video froze at the point where these petals were sticking out a little ways. And then what I did was, in the heat, of course, I took these mashers, see how they're concave there, pressed them, and then just pulled them up. Took my wrist and pulled them up. And I arranged each of them. And don't forget, when you're pulling them up, you want to heat right here where the joint would be, if you want to call it that. And that is the area where you want hot. If you want to bend them a little bit more, gently warm on that side. And again, these are periwinkle with some ink blue on it and some yellow there. So before I pulled them up, I made sure that I had gotten the yellow on the inside, and also yellow, I just striped up my stringer right on the inside before I pulled them up. So I pulled them up into shape, and I liked them, but I wanted a little bit more shape to them, a little less rigidity to them. So I took my metal tweezers and I pulled. And I heated up just gently a little bit on each side. And I took my tweezers and gently pulled. And I pulled around. You can see the pull marks right there. And it gave it a little bit more shape. It also, what it does is it thins out the edges a little bit instead of being thicker like they are down here. So I did that on the top and the bottom ones to give it just a little bit more shape like that. And you can see where I just, and being a lefty, the left side's easier for me, and it felt pretty awkward doing the right side. You kind of almost do them backwards and then go back and check on them. So just wanted to mention that to you. Did the final adjustments, and then that went into the kiln. And after I finished that, I was a little bit bummed, of course, because the camera pooped out. But I thought, let me just make a couple more. I'm going to refresh your memory, and I'm going to show you what I did. I used some of my silver glass. And some of them I mixed, and some of them did together. But I think they're really pretty that way. So to recap, we did a base bead, and then we did 3 dots, big fat dots down below. And then I squished with my mashers that I have from Mirror Stream. And of course, I wanted them to bend in, so I wanted the mashers to go in this direction. And I took them and pulled them down. Took them, so the 3 big dots went down. Then I went and added 3 more dots right in between the other dots. And I did the same thing pulling up. And here I did very little. I did come back and pull with my tweezers again. And I had actually added a little bit of a different color silver glass. I thought it would turn out more yellow, and it didn't. I used this one for this part and the center. And then for the base on this one, you know what, I had these little bits. See, this is kind of, I have little bits put together. So I'm not sure the name, and I see some of you on there are wonderful silver glass people, and maybe you can help me out with them. I did use a little bit of my old Texaco on another one, and I'll show you that. But this one was teal colored. I'm going to put it down below so you can see. This is the one that I used for this one. along with this one. Okay, so I think that turned out really pretty. And I thought, well, I like that. I'll try a couple others. I keep just the little bits of the ends, and I thought that would be fun. Oh, and for my base bead, I just used a regular glass because it's going to be covered up. Save your silver glass for the parts that you need it. And again, for these, I used this one because I had a lot of it, and I didn't know what else to use it for. And then this was this one here that I used, silver glass. But don't they make pretty ones? And then this one, I used some of this with the Texaco on the edges. So I think they turned out kind of pretty. Wanted to show those to you. So now you remember, 3 petals up, 3 petals down, squish, heat a little bit, and then use your tweezers. And I did a couple other little beads. Hi, you guys. I can actually see I did just a little flower there because that's kind of fun. And I was just playing. Good morning. I see you guys. This is kind of fun. And here's another little flower that I did on a base bead. And again, I squished and then I pulled with my tweezers. And then here is a little daffodil that I did. And this one was pretty easy. Let me just kind of mention to you. I made a base bead and then I pressed it flat. You can see where it was there. And then I added petals on. So they were big dots that I smushed down and then pulled out and arranged with tweezers. And some of them went up a little bit and some didn't. And then I did a big old gather of yellow glass. We're going to pretend, hang on a sec. We're going to pretend this is the one I used. It wasn't. I did a big old gather in the middle, and then I took a push tool, and I have a bunch of really weird ones, but this one was the one that I used, I think, and pushed in, and then I just rotated it around, and then it was a lot lower than that. So then I took tweezers again. Oh, these tweezers come in handy. And I just squished and pulled it up and arranged it like that. So now you have how to do a daffodil also. And I will see you next Thursday. And thanks for watching. And if you happen to be around, I have a show in Artisans Open Market this coming Tuesday, the Tuesday night after Easter. And it starts at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, and it goes till Thursday, 10 p.m. Artisans Open Market. Come join the fun there. Thanks for watching, and I hope everybody understands now. Oh, one other thing. I use the blue Dip and Go bead release also. It's like concrete. People were asking me about that also. I think that's all the questions from yesterday. Waving back at all of you, good morning. Have a great weekend, and don't forget to let me know who's watching, where you're from, and if you have any questions, I'll answer them. Take care. Bye.